Alright guys, we're going to be, yeah, that's a great position. How did I get involved in this? Alright guys, so what we're doing now, we're on the front of the car, and my first thoughts were to take off this here air pump. But now the closer I looked at this thing, this looks like this is going to be a bear. We have this here low pressure side for the AC here, that's right in the front. Then I got this here air line up here that needs to come off, but you see that can't come off until I take this here coolant pipe off. A couple of bolts for that. Now, Thomas was showing to taking off this here oil flange bracket. So I'm going to try that method because this looks a lot easier, and it's only 3 bolts and a connector for an oil sending unit. 13 millimeter heads on this here hex bolt, so that's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and start on that and breaking these loose, and let's see what that's going to give us. And hopefully we can, what he was showing is getting his hand up in there, get access up there to that tube. It still looks like a bear to me, but we're going to give it a try. There's one. Now this one is behind this here high pressure side on this here AC, so I can get in there with a wrench, box wrench. And then there's another one. That one is way up here. Let's see if I can see it, and it's right in there. You may can't probably see it. I've already broken that one loose, so. Oh, she's gonna kill me.
Sorry.
What
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Scared the crap out of me, didn't you?
I'm trying to see the screws.
Oh, okay. Well, you probably ain't gonna see this screw.
No.
Or bolt, rather. Okay. And see, like right now, I can't even get my... Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get this one over here then. I got a little bracket or something across there.
Well, that's a big one.
Well, there's one of them. Now, you know, I'm wondering if this here bolt is going to clear this line right here.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they bolted all this on, then they came around, then swung the compressor on here, and then bolted this up. Alright, Volkswagen, if you come out with this bolt, I'm going to be really... Okay. So we're going to just have to get this bolt and pull it out, and hopefully we can just drop it down so the bolt is not going to come out because of the line right there. Alright, so let's see if I can get this other bolt back up in there. And there's the other one. Different size bolts. So we got the long bolt here on this side, that one up there is at the top. I couldn't get up there to release the connector, so I'm going to just drop it out, drop this down, and then let's see if we can just get this here connector, we can get it down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so now we can get the bolt out. Slow him down there. Now let's see if we can get this connector out of there. Get my hands nice and dirty. Gotta get some gloves back on. sure. Let's dump out some oil. Well, looks like I've got a little bit of an oil leak around in here, so while I'm at it, you know, we got to replace this here kind of an O-ring here. It's like a figure 8, and probably just go ahead and we're going to take this off of here too while we're here, and we'll just go ahead and replace the 2 O-rings in that one. We have this area right in here with this bracket with these 2 sensors. If you remember from the previous video, this is where we took the connectors off. Now we need to get this here. We need to get this here bracket off of here. Now it looks like this here connector is right in the way off of this here solenoid is for the secondary air injection. This is what pulls on the combi valve. Just see if we can get this connector off of there. In fact, let me just push this thing out of the way. Let's get to it a little better. Jumping jacks screwdriver. Trying to hold this down and then trying to pull this thing back. Okay, so that kind of freed that up in there to this bracket. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and I guess slide these here 2 connectors off of there. So see if we can just slide them out. So there's one. There's the second one. And we can start to see this here bracket right here. Now this bracket should just slide around there, just kind of like clipped on. And to get this thing off of there. And then it looks like it's got this here harnesses running up underneath this thing. But you know what? We don't need to take that bitch off. Let's just leave them right there. Okay. Now we can see a real good look at that hose right up in there. Let me get that back over. Wow, I think that thing is seized up in there over there in the block. Woo! And I can't turn it either. Yeah, I can. A little bit. But it's in there. Whew. Okay. Now, hopefully, it should just come right on out. There we go. So you can see that nipple. This is where it's broke off.
Oh, yeah.
Where the hose is going down to the oil cooler, which is right here. So we're going to have to get that hose off of there to get that broken off nipple out of there. Don't see any cracks. Of course, having a nipple broke off is bad enough, so it's bad anyway. But just seeing if I saw anything else on there. Okay, when I was looking at the coolant pipe, And I was looking for the O-rings on each end, and I saw that the O-ring was still up inside the block. So I've got a pick here and I just got it out. So make sure you got your O-ring, because it may stick up in there like it did with me. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this here coolant pipe a little bit closer. You notice we got a groove in here. This end here went into the thermostat housing. So it doesn't look too bad. And you can see that's where the O-ring goes on, okay? But now, take a look at this other end that went up into the block. Now the O-ring was stuck up in the block, engine block. You notice how there is very little groove left in here. You can also see where part of the plastic has deteriorated. Compare that to this end, okay? So it would only been a matter of time before right in here, I believe this would have started leaking. So we got to clean that all up in there real good, up in that engine block and also on the flange, but just wanted to point that out to you. Okay, we're going to be taking this here oil cooler off. Drop it down so I can get to these hose clamps on this thing. 33 millimeter.
Huge.
Huge. Okay. If I can get to the hose clamp. Okay, I think I got it quite enough. Yeah, it's getting further and further up in there. Yeah. Try these again.
Yeah.
Alright, we got the oil cooler off here. This hose right here literally took me 30 minutes to break it loose, because you cannot get your hand up there, you can't twist it. So basically, you know, taking a screwdriver, working it around, and what a pain in the ass this was. But anyway, I got it off of there now. So now you can see that nipple that's broke off up in there. So we'll have to get that out of there. And you can see that the O-ring is still up there, up here on the flange, up the block. Okay. All right. Let's get some of that coolant out. That's the back side here, and this is the front side. Now it keeps our engine oil cool using hot antifreeze. Go ahead and get this here gasket out, and I'm telling you, this thing is hard. I mean, it is hard. It is not pliable at all anymore. It is really stiff. Yeah. Yeah. Brittle. Okay.
Yep.
All right, what we got here is the oil cooler. This is the front. This is the back. It's got all the dimples on it. And what I'm doing right now is I'm making a notation of this hose right here. This hose is the one that's got the nipple that's broken off from the coolant pipe. So I'm looking at it, and I can see that this here hose, which has this real sharp U, is going perpendicular to where the block would be at. So when I take the hose off, I want to make sure that I get this thing just like it is right now. So this one right here, again, going to the nipple on the coolant pipe, that's on the left, and this one right over here is going back up to, is going to a hose that's going over into the engine block, right on the engine block. So just like that. Okay.